Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode. I have a really special guest today, Paul Puey from Edge and Edge Wallet. Most people interact with crypto on their phones. I've encountered that in even like my friends last year, 2 years ago, introducing them to crypto, and they're going on their exchanges or whatever on their phone. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is how most people are going to be interacting with it. Like I personally don't, but I think it's a two-edged sword. It's something that's always in your pocket and available. And yet because of that, its availability, it's subject to being lost or stolen or backdoors and SIM swaps and all the things that could go wrong with that. So that kind of leads me on to the next question. And what you referenced before is, how does Edge Wallet address those security concerns, and how are they, maybe superior if you think that they are?
Got it. So first question, I want to rephrase the question and really ask, because there's a statement in that question, which I know we covered, which is, how do you address the insecurity of mobile wallets? So first of all, figuring out, well, what is that security issue in the first place? So I don't think they're inherently less secure than other alternatives. However, if you look at why people, let's ask the question why people, including yourself, have this reaction to mobile devices or mobile wallets for crypto being insecure. You rattled off a few things and you really hit it on the head with one specific thing, which is SIM card swapping. Right. So that is a huge security risk. And I don't think it's ever going to end. Why? Because SIM cards and the phone number associated to your account is a custodial service. If you think about it, you do not own your phone number. There's no private key, and there's no blockchain that you're signing a transaction to say, this is my phone number and only I can use it. It is fully custodial. There is a company out there, whether it be T-Mobile, AT&T, or one of the providers over there in Portugal, of course, that holds your phone number and they control it. If they give it up, you don't have access to it. So that is the number one thing that comes up when you literally go to Google and search mobile phone hacked Bitcoin. You just search those terms, you'll get about 3 pages of relevant results. And then it starts becoming irrelevant. It's no longer relevant to that. And 90% of the hits are SIM card swap, resets a custodial service account, and then sweeps out Bitcoin. That is the hack. So is that literally a mobile phone and a mobile wallet being hacked? Has nothing to do with a mobile wallet. You may not even have a mobile, you might not even access your account via a mobile device. It's purely that you have a phone number associated to some account, and then that resets the account. So that by and large is it. And I could not find a single article in 5 pages worth of Google hits that actually described a phone being digitally hacked to remove funds, to remove crypto funds. So I can see, though, you look at the headlines, they all are scary and they make you feel like I can't leave funds on this device. But if you read between the lines, that's not what's actually happening. And to go into detail on what kind of security measures, and you asked the question about Edge, what are we doing at Edge? But I'll just say that, hey, because we're on mobile, we sit on top of one of the more secure computing platforms you have in your person. And that's because mobile devices, by and large, have a very strong amount of what's called sandboxing. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this term, which makes it such that one app running on your device doesn't have access to data from other applications. That by and large isn't true on desktop devices, with a few exceptions like Linux, which most people don't run. Hate to say it. Security experts do, but they're security people and they jump through the hoops of running Linux. But most desktop computers, laptops don't have that same level of sandboxing, and a lot of data is shared between apps. You install one bad app on your computer that potentially can access data. So that is one of the biggest inherent security benefits of mobile, in addition to most mobile devices also don't allow arbitrary applications to be installed in the first place, unlike your computer. That is getting better. Computers are starting to utilize the same security that mobile has, and it's progressing in that direction, which is awesome to see and awesome to hear. But it's not quite there yet. So mobile, by far, your most secure computing device. Only second to what our industry calls hardware wallets, which I think are a misnomer. Hardware wallets are not hardware. They are exactly like a computer. They have a CPU that can process software and that has software on it. Their core benefit is that the software doesn't change that often. Right? That's one of the biggest core benefits. But it can change, and it can change and potentially become malicious, much like the software on a mobile or a desktop app. It just doesn't happen nearly as often. And because the software is so much smaller, it tends to have a smaller attack vector. There's less things to go wrong in that software. But we're also seeing hardware wallets that are claimed hardware wallets, but their software is growing in size. They're providing more user experience, colored screens, nice buttons, as opposed to the horrible, I hate to say it, but the horrible UX of the typical hardware wallet with like one or two buttons, and you can display maybe 20 characters on it. So the trade-off there is, as you improve the UX of a quote unquote hardware wallet, you're actually becoming closer to a software wallet, because it's not a hard dividing line between the two, right? It's more of a gray area between the two that people don't quite realize. And that being the biggest attack vector is the software on there. Is that software what you think it is? Is it what the developers intended to publish? Or is it one that might have had some malicious code sneak in? So that's a bit of an overview on, generally speaking, mobile devices and the security that they can afford.